Ever since I first told people that I was planning on moving to Honduras, I've been asked the question many times, aren't you scared of XYZ, fill in the blank? And my answer was always kind of like, not really. Sometimes the fill in the blank item was quite ridiculous and made me laugh. Other times it was more legitimate and I'd be like, yeah, that kind of does apply, but I'm just going to pray, use common sense, and I'm not really worried about it. I trust God to take care of me, but there's always been that one thing that is my biggest fear about living in Honduras. Good morning. This is a little bit different than my day in the life videos. This is more like an event in my life video. Andrew just left the house and he is going to pick up a car. I am so excited. We've been in Honduras for 2 weeks and have not had a vehicle. We've gotten some rides from people for things that we needed them for. We've used taxis. Andrew's used the public bus a couple times as well because he's been out more than I have. We've walked quite a bit as well. Yeah, haven't we? But we are super, super thankful that we are, Lord willing, getting a car today. That's going to open up so many opportunities of things that we can get done, that we need to get done, like a big grocery shopping trip. And I just thought I would bring you along for it. There's something really special about this car, though. So I've had a car before, right? I had one that I brought into our marriage that got totaled. That's long gone. And then, of course, my first car that I loved that car. Paid $600 for it. It was a great deal. Served me well. But this is special. So eventually the plan is for us to have 2 vehicles. Andrew would like to have one that he can use for more ministry purposes once we get settled and we're more involved in that. Probably a truck that he can use to tote things or people around. And then have a mom car for me. So our plan was to kind of buy the mom car while we're in language school and just kind of share the one for right now. That's all we need and that's fine. And that's what my mentality was. But when Andrew picked out this car, the day he came home, he's like, this is going to be your Valentine's Day present. And I was like, oh, I hadn't thought about the fact that the vehicle we're buying first is the one that's eventually going to be my car. And for him to be thinking about that and be like, I was picking this out like for you, this is your gift. I never had anybody gift me a car before. I can't wait for him to get home. There she is. Ooh. Nice and cozy. What do you think?
Well, hello. Can I go for a drive with you?
It smells new. It's not though, right? It is used.
Turn that back.
Did it feel weird driving after 2 weeks of not driving? I can't believe we're driving down our road in our own car. This is so much faster than walking. And so much cooler too. I think I appreciate this more because it's like the middle of the day and it's so hot outside and I'm feeling AC. I bet you do. So our first trip that we're going to take is to the mall. We're going to look at a couple of things for the house. Might buy a few things, depending on what we find. And then we might get something to eat while we're out because it's really close to lunchtime. And I don't know about everybody else, but I'm hungry. So we talked about getting baleadas, which would be a very fun, celebratory thing to do. So 500 lempiras for about 20 liters, you said? Which is about half a tank. How's the gas where you are? If anybody's wondering why Andrew's doing the driving right now and why he went by himself to pick out the car, it's because he's better at all this stuff. He speaks Spanish much better than I do. And
Do you have a baby?
I have a baby to worry about.
2 babies.
This place is like a giant yard sale, stuff that's already been opened or used, but it's all really good prices. This side sold it ice cream instead of bananas. We'll probably get something else to eat anyway. We're horrible parents. We didn't get our child ice cream. We're eating in front of her. She'll be fine. We'll get her a baleada. So I think our maiden voyage was a success. We're heading back to the house to get lunch for baby girl. And I have changed my opinion about Honduran ice cream. My previous experiences were kind of mediocre, but the saritas, right, is quite tasty. So, hi, thanks for hanging out with me today. So you thought the video was going to end there, didn't you? No, we can't end it without talking about my biggest fear and about whether or not I'm going to face it. I'm talking about driving in Honduras. So we have a car now, and sorry, I'm just getting ready for the day as I'm talking to you. My hair is a little crazy, but anyways, we have a car. I haven't driven it yet, and we've had it for almost a week now. And I love having a car. It's great, especially on hot days. Being able to use that AC while we go somewhere is amazing, and being able to get to a store quickly, but I have not driven it, which is not good. I need to learn to drive here. I need to be able to live my life. I'm just scared. I don't like to drive. I just don't. I don't know why. If we're hanging out together and we're going somewhere and you offer to drive, I will always say yes. Unless you're a really terrible driver, and then I'll pray for safety and then still say yes, probably. But driving I've driven in many different circumstances in the United States. I've driven all over the United States. I've driven in 6-lane traffic going 80, 90 miles an hour. Terrifies me, but I've done it. And Honduras is just, I mean, the driving's different. And it's not an environment I've driven in before. So just the newness of all of it scares me. And so I'm legitimately shaking this morning. I'm not being dramatic about this just for the sake of the video. I'm genuinely scared. But I have to go to the grocery store today, and we're gonna do it. And that's how we're gonna end this video. We're gonna have a successful drive in Honduras for the first time. Let's do it. So we made it out of the house before 10 o'clock, and we're in the driveway right now. This actually feels weirdly normal. I haven't driven in almost a month, just between all the different stuff we've had going on, but it actually feels good to be in the driver's seat. Feeling pretty confident. Look, I'm wearing a jacket in Honduras. It's actually a little tiny bit chilly today. Probably wouldn't be wearing a jacket if I was in the States, but I'm used to the heat we've had over the last few weeks. Are you ready? I am not going to film this drive. I need all my concentration on the road, but I will update you when we get to the parking lot. Here we are. We survived safely. Actually feel really, really good. Probably the most unusual part of the drive was dodging potholes and motorcyclists. I did not miss all the potholes. Thankfully missed all the motorcyclists. But I did it! I did it! It is 2 hours later. Woo! I just dropped the phone. Okay. Andy's coming out to help me with groceries. It's 2 hours later. We successfully survived an entire trip. We're back home again. I cannot stop grinning. I love this car so much. I did not hit a single pothole on the way home. I did not hit the biker that pulled out in front of me. Hold on. And just wondering why I'm like excited. I'm really excited. It was a good trip. I feel like I'm going to get this down. I feel so good. I finally faced one of my biggest fears and conquered it, and that's a great feeling. So I hope that you, whatever you have in your life that you're facing that's a big fear, you're able to face it today and feel as good as I did. So there are no normal days in my life, but this was a day in my life, and thanks for being here.